Well, thank you very much to my new best friend in the whole world called Rolling on the Floor, Laughing a Lot. Quite appropriate. Who has just pointed out that the previous 8 minutes of wittering was all in total silence because I didn't have my microphone switched off. Yay! And he's approved that the sound is now working. That's very good. Well, this is a very ad hoc setup in a really nice hotel in Saint Malo because I'm on my way back from being in France. And they've got fast broadband, and I went and sat in the bar and I had a beer and I had a crack at doing the crossword, and it was one that suited me today. It had lots of anagrams in it, so lots of stuff that I could do, and I shall attempt to go through it in roughly the order that I did it. I just need to do a little tweak here, which you can't see, which is me getting access to this. Lacking cause through mindlessness. When I saw lacking, I thought without. And then I tried various things, none of which fitted until I came up with without reason. I think, before I finished that, I think I double checked on some down clues. And this is where we start to hit a whole bunch of anagrams. Got undressed as brides do in a way. So it's brides do in a way, an anagram of brides do, meaning got undressed. And I came up with disrobed. Two down, there's sadly no more than two in the 330. A very weird sounding clue. But there's sadly, I thought, was an indicator that theirs is an anagram, and threes is an. Oh, if you could spell, it would be a real help. Threes is an anagram, multiple misspellings. Threes is an anagram of theirs, and of course there are no more than two threes in 330. Three down, fish picks up what was in a shell. I started off thinking it was all about eggs, but I couldn't get egg to work. And then I thought, oh, you get a nut in a shell. And if you put nut backwards, you get a nut backwards is tuna forwards, meaning fish, which is very pleasing. Four down, treading around a slope. I thought around might indicate that treading was an anagram, and very pleasingly, treading is an anagram of gradient, which means slope. I'm rattling through this because I want to do quite well. Five down, bet on doctor getting there is in strong wind. Now, doctor can be lots of things. I think MD, DR, and I think it can be MB. So if you take a strong wind, a gale, and you wrap it around MB, which I think is what is that what you is that the degree you get after your first 3 years at medical training? I don't know. Someone will tell me. You end up with gamble, of course, which means bet. Eight down, continue to be a stupid person. So I went with go on because if you look at it as one word, it means goon, which is a stupid person. So that's quite a clever clue. I wasn't totally impressed with nine across. An inclination towards being dishonest. Being dishonest, I think, is probably bent. Um, but whether bent is inclined, that means leaning, doesn't it, really? Bent is more crooked, but let's not worry about that. Without mechanical aids, let worker go on. When I see worker, I think either bee or ant or hand, and then it looks like it's freehand, i.e., as done by hand. Anopheles funestus. Um, well, I don't know if that's me or you. Vent is also a bias. Yes, an inclination, a bias, a leaning towards. Yeah, that's nice. Fair play. I'm always criticizing these clues when I don't get them, and it's just that I'm not very good at them. 10 across. Sailor was formerly attacked with insults. So sailor is often a B, and was formerly is used, as in used to be. I say used. I think some people say used. But anyway, you end up with abused. 12 across makes corrections to letter conclusions. This is where it was pointed out that my sound wasn't working last time. The answer is immense. I wasn't entirely confident that immense was a word, so I did Google immense because I think there's amends, and anyway, amends means to make corrections. And what's the clue? Make corrections to letter conclusions. So conclusions is ends, and em is the spelling of the letter m. If you want a two-letter word for Scrabble. So let's have a little look at some down clues. Let's have a look at this one here. 13 down. Strong Conservatives had rides out. I decided it's another anagram of had rides, and that is an anagram of diehards, which would be Strong Conservatives, I guess. 11 down. So rigged as to discharge is an anagram of so rigged, which is disgorge. If it's anagrams, I'm quite good at it. If it's too cryptic, I'm really not very good at it and struggle. 14 across, tuneful, neither me nor the learner, how hateful. Well, somebody here is going to be able to explain this to me, because I reckon it's odious because it fits. I did check. 15 down is choice of pin 2. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. I don't quite understand that, so I'm going to come back. So choice of pin 2. Pin 2 is an anagram of option. So I know that the letters are right, and I've gone with odious because it means hateful, but I'm not quite. Oh, crikey, melodious. Yeah, okay, very good. Tuneful. Neither me nor the learner. Neither me, M-E, nor the learner, L. Taken out of melodious. Oh, gosh, you people are so amazing. I'm going to learn so much. This is fantastic. 16 across. Bird for the country table is going to be turkey. Where are we? 18 across. Home which has lost its sparkle. I went with flat. Obviously being somewhere you can live, and obviously a description of something that is not as exciting as it might be. A bit like this video. 20 across. Go pale on creating chance to score. I think it's an anagram of go pale on, which turns out to be to be open goal. Let me just back up on that. Open goal. Then 17 down. Bit of cloth removed from stew. I got obsessed with it being goulash because I saw that G, which wasn't very helpful because it turns out to be the bit of cloth is a rag. Oh, I'm really having a nightmare with the direction of my type. Let's get that sorted out. Let's come down here. And of course, removed is out, leaving ragu. I was pleased with 19 down. Turning machine, cut short strip of wood. A turning machine is a lathe. If you cut it short, you take a letter off and you end up with a lath, which I felt was a word that I'd heard meaning a piece of wood. And then finally, firm basis for believing coffee residue is potent. I thought it was grounds, and of course I saw that G there, and I put the grounds in the wrong place initially. But grounds go there, and firm basis would be strong. Strong grounds. Have I left something out? I must have done, or I've made a little typo somewhere because I have not been immediately sent. Oh, I've got a whole clue undone. That's where I've gone wrong. Fear naught. It's fought out to get a return. Thank you. Yes, 21 down. Well spotted. Fear naught. So in fear naught, you can see earn, and if you remove the word fort, so i.e. the F of fear and the ort of naught, you're left with earn. I thought that was quite a clue with lots and lots of parts, which I liked. Oh, look, and that puts us third in the leaderboard, which is a little bit unfair because it took me 31 minutes and I've put it in as 10 minutes 40. There's a few people on this who have done it faster than me. Let's have a little look. Stephen has stormed in there with 7 minutes. Al, there with me. Very unfair because this is obviously typing it in, having worked it out beforehand. Rodent fungus. Rat mold. Oh my, yes, sorry, mycelium. Yes, sorry. Well, that's because the person who told me that the Jersey Evening Post crossword was one that I would be able to do uses mycelium because he's a biologist as his name when he does it, and so I used a homophone of his name. The Pat Cousins, always good to see Bazar there, who's honest about their performance and actually puts in the amount of time they genuinely took. Anyway, I like today's. I shouldn't think to do tomorrow's because I am traveling. But thank you very much for popping by and joining the chat. That's been lovely. Been really, really nice. And I'll see you the next time I do this thing. Take care of yourselves. Be good. Bye.